On the far side of the moon, in the bustling lunar colony of Lunar Base Alpha, excitement buzzed through the air. It was time for the annual Lunar Games, a sports event where young astronauts from all across the moon came together to compete in a series of thrilling challenges. The games were the highlight of the year, bringing together teams from different colonies to showcase their skills and teamwork. This year, the event was particularly special because it was being held on the far side of the moon for the first time. The games would take place in the shadow of the majestic Tycho crater, with Earth's distant glow barely visible on the horizon. The lunar landscape was the perfect backdrop for this epic competition. Among the competitors was a team from Lunar Base Alpha, led by a brave and determined young astronaut named Leo. Leo had been training all year for the Lunar Games, and he was determined to lead his team to victory. His teammates, Nova, a brilliant strategist, Max, the fastest runner on the moon, and Zara, a skilled engineer, were just as eager to prove themselves. The competition was fierce, with teams from other lunar colonies bringing their best players. There were races through the lunar dust, low-gravity obstacle courses, and even a zero-gravity soccer match played in the colony's enormous dome. But one event stood out above the rest, the Moon Marathon, a grueling race that circled the entire Tycho crater. As the games progressed, Leo and his team did well, but they faced stiff competition from the team from Lunar Base Omega, led by a clever and competitive astronaut named Orion. Orion was known for his relentless drive to win, and his team was equally determined. The two teams quickly became rivals, each pushing the other to their limits. Finally, the day of the Moon Marathon arrived. The race would determine the overall winner of the Lunar Games, and the tension was palpable. Leo knew that to win they would have to give it their all. As the race began, the teams took off across the lunar surface, their footsteps leaving trails in the soft dust. The marathon was challenging, with craters to jump, steep hills to climb, and long stretches of barren terrain. Leo and his team kept a steady pace, using their training to navigate the difficult course. But as they neared the halfway point, Leo noticed something troubling. Orion and his team were using shortcuts, ignoring the marked path to gain an advantage. Leo felt a surge of anger. It wasn't fair. How could they win if their opponents weren't playing by the rules? But then he remembered something his mentor had told him before the games began. Leo, the true spirit of the Lunar Games isn't about winning at any cost. It's about fair play, teamwork, and respect for your fellow astronauts. Remember, how you play the game matters more than winning. With those words echoing in his mind, Leo made a decision. We stick to the path, he told his team. We're going to finish this race the right way. Nova, Max, and Zara nodded in agreement, and they continued along the marked route, even as Orion's team pulled further ahead. The temptation to take a shortcut was strong, but Leo knew that winning by cheating wasn't really winning at all. As they neared the final stretch, something unexpected happened. Orion's team, having taken too many shortcuts, had gotten lost in a maze of craters and rocky outcrops. They were nowhere to be seen, and it was clear they wouldn't finish the race in time. Leo and his team, who had stayed on the correct path, were now in the lead.